to the podcast, everyone. Today we are diving into the ongoing saga of XRP and its exchange-rated fund applications, and the latest moves by the SEC.
Yeah, so the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has postponed its final decision on WisdomTree's XRP ETF application until October 24th, 2025, which really extends the regulatory timeline for several other firms too, like Grayscale, Bitwise, and Franklin Templeton.
Wait, so this affects multiple companies at once, not just WisdomTree, right?
Exactly, it's like a unified review process now. The SEC seems to be very cautious, especially given the unresolved legal questions around XRP's classification under securities law.
And XRP recently got a court ruling that it's not a security right. Does that change the way the SEC looks at it?
Yes, Ripple won that legal battle, but the SEC still wants to carefully evaluate the ETF applications. The new legal context means firms had to amend their filings, aligning with Ripple's non-security status, and Ripple's push for a national bank charter adds another layer to the story.
Wow, so the market must be reacting to this uncertainty, like in terms of price or investment flows.
Definitely, the uncertainty has caused some institutions to hold off on buying XRP, which affects overall liquidity. Analysts estimate that an approved ETF could attract up to $8 billion from institutional investors, so the stakes are high.
$8 billion is huge, but with this delay, investors are hesitant, right?
Yes, until the SEC gives a final verdict in late 2025, institutional inflows are basically on hold, creating volatility even though XRP's price has been relatively stable near $2.96.
So how does this compare to Bitcoin or Ethereum ETFs? Did they go through similar delays?
Exactly. Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs also faced extended deliberations, but XRP has a unique legal twist. Its classification as not a security adds complexity that sets it apart from other crypto assets.
Okay, and industry analysts think the outcome of XRP ETFs could signal the SEC stance on other altcoins too, right?
Yes, approval would be a milestone, potentially opening doors for tokens like Solana and Cardano. On the other hand, continued uncertainty could weigh on market sentiment and valuations until the SEC's decision.
I see, and then there is this pumpiest commentary about XRP's potential surge if Ripple gets a banking license, right?
Yes, Pumpius suggests that if Ripple secures a national trust bank charter from the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, XRP could surge dramatically, possibly to $50, because Ripple would gain direct access to the Federal Reserve and become a settlement layer for tokenized finance.
That sounds ambitious, but how realistic is it to think XRP could handle bank-level transactions?
Well, he points out that global daily bank settlements are around $6.6 trillion, and even a fraction flowing through XRP could create significant upward price pressure given its fixed supply. The idea is that XRP could be embedded into financial infrastructure, not just act as a speculative asset.
So it's not just hype, it's about building an actual infrastructure that banks could use.
Exactly. Ripple is positioning itself with a regulated, scalable approach. It's a strategic move beyond social media or meme coin hype, aiming to integrate XRP into mainstream finance.
And the ETF approval could accelerate that, right? Giving XRP more credibility with institutions.
Yes, a favorable ETF outcome could enhance institutional credibility, market validation, and operational capacity for Ripple, while a denial could prolong uncertainty and keep investor sentiment cautious.
So investors are basically waiting for two major milestones, the ETF decision and the bank charter, to really move the market.
Exactly. Both the October 2025 ETF verdict and the potential OCC banking license are pivotal. They could define XRP's trajectory in the crypto and traditional finance spaces.
And analysts are projecting XRP could reach up to $50 by 2026 if everything aligns right.
Yes, but they caution these are speculative forecasts. Market conditions, regulatory outcomes, and macroeconomic trends will all influence whether XRP can hit those levels.
Interesting. So basically, XRP is at the intersection of legal validation, institutional adoption, and potential financial infrastructure integration, all at the same time.
Exactly. It's a unique case. Investors need to monitor regulatory developments closely because these decisions could reshape how digital assets function in mainstream finance.
So to wrap up, the SEC delay slowed things down, but also created a lot of anticipation. And Ripple's strategic moves could make XRP more than just a crypto token.
Right, the delay underscores the SEC's cautious approach, but the potential for institutional integration and infrastructure level adoption keeps XRP very much in the spotlight for the future of digital finance.